There are moments in life when everything feels like waiting. We wait for the right time, for the right person, for the right opportunity. And in this waiting, there is a quiet tension, like the universe is whispering something, but not yet revealing it. We are caught in the belief that something is missing, that we are not yet whole, not yet ready. But what if this waiting, this tension, is not a sign of lack, but a reflection of something deeper? What if we are not behind at all? You see, life is not a race from here to there. It is not a ladder to climb, not a door to break down. It unfolds like a flower, gently, without rush, opening its petals only when the moment is right. And you cannot force it. No matter how desperately you tug at the petals, you will only destroy the very beauty you are trying to witness. The world, in its infinite wisdom, does not withhold from you out of cruelty. It simply mirrors back your readiness. Everything you seek is already here, waiting for you, waiting for the moment when you are truly ready to receive it. But the truth is, you are not yet prepared. You are still in the process of becoming. The universe, God, or whatever name you give to the mystery of existence, knows this timing far better than your anxious thoughts ever could. Think of it this way. Imagine standing beside a river. The water flows, the current moves naturally. Yet if you try to push the river faster, nothing happens. You only exhaust yourself. But when you relax, when you float, you realize that the river is already carrying you where you need to go. So much of our suffering comes from thinking we are behind, that we are not where we are supposed to be. We look at others, and we measure our progress against theirs, convinced that we should have already arrived. But perhaps the reason you don't have what you want yet is because the version of you who will truly appreciate it has not yet fully awakened. You may feel that your desires, your dreams, your purpose are just out of reach, hiding in the shadows of time. But remember, the universe works in its own rhythm. The seed grows beneath the soil, unseen, until it is ready to break through. And so it is with you. Everything is unfolding at the pace it needs to. The question is not, why haven't I arrived? The question is, who am I becoming in this waiting? Take a breath. Look around. The very moment you are in right now is part of the dance. It is not separate from the destination. It is the destination in disguise. You are not waiting for life to happen to you. Life is happening right now. Inside you, all around you, in perfect timing. What if, instead of chasing the next moment, we learn to live in this one? Here is the paradox we must face. The more we try to control life, the further we push it away. We hold on to our plans, our timelines, our expectations, thinking that if we can just manage the details, life will unfold according to our will. But the truth is, life does not bend to our demands. It flows like a river, winding, turning, carving its own path. And when we try to fight it, when we try to paddle upstream, resisting the current, we exhaust ourselves. We create resistance, and in that resistance we find suffering. Imagine standing at the edge of a river, your body tense, your mind focused on forcing the water to go a certain way. No matter how hard you push, the river will not obey. But the moment you let go, when you allow the river to move as it is meant to, you find yourself carried by its flow. It's not that the river is working against you, it's simply that the more you try to control it, the more you fight its natural course. The universe, in all its complexity, is not a machine to be manipulated. It is more like a dance, a cosmic rhythm that does not require our constant interference. Yet, so often we try to force things to fit our preconceived notions of what they should be. We push, we strive, we demand. And the more we push, the more elusive our desires become. We're like the fisherman who pulls on the line, trying desperately to reel in a fish that's not ready. The harder we pull, the more it slips from our grasp. But what if we could trust the rhythm of life? What if we could learn to stop paddling so hard against the current and instead flow with it? Surrender is not about giving up or becoming passive. It is about aligning with the natural rhythm, recognizing that everything has its time, its place, and its own process. Surrender does not mean defeat, it means trust. The wisdom of surrender is the understanding that life, with all its twists and turns, knows far better than our anxious minds the right timing, the right moment. You see, the river does not try to force itself to the ocean. It simply moves with grace, carving its way through valleys and over rocks. It is not concerned with the destination. It simply follows the current. So why do we struggle so hard against life's current? Why do we insist on paddling upstream, fighting the very forces that could carry us forward with ease? When we let go of our need to control, we make space for something greater than ourselves to guide us. We allow life to move through us, rather than trying to move it in the direction we think it should go. And in that surrender, something miraculous happens. We stop fighting, we stop clinging to outcomes, and we begin to live in harmony with the flow of life itself. What if, instead of wrestling with life, we learned to relax into it, to trust that every twist, every turn, is exactly where we need to be? Would we not find peace in knowing that the river is already taking us exactly where we need to go? Surrender is often misunderstood. It is not a defeat, a giving up, or a submission to fate. Surrender is not weakness. In fact, it is one of the greatest forms of strength that comes from letting go. Letting go of control, of expectation, of resistance. The moment you stop fighting with life, life no longer fights back. In this surrender, there is a quiet power that flows from deep within you. It is the wisdom of understanding that life, in all its complexity, is far greater than the grasp of the small, frantic mind. Surrender is not passivity. It is an active trust in the natural rhythm of existence. When you release your grip on the illusion of control, you open yourself to a greater intelligence, a rhythm that carries you forward without struggle. Think about the seasons. Winter does not fight spring. The trees do not demand that their leaves grow at a certain time. And yet, everything unfolds precisely when it is meant to. In nature, there is no rush, no impatience. The flower does not force itself to bloom. It simply opens when the time is right. So it is with you. Surrender does not mean giving up on your dreams, your desires, or your purpose. It means letting go of the need to control them. It means trusting that everything you seek will come to you when you are truly ready to receive it. The waiting is not a sign that you are behind, that you are lost. The waiting is the preparation, the unfolding of your being into the person who can truly appreciate what is coming. Just like the seed beneath the soil, unseen and quiet, it is growing. It is preparing itself to break through when the season is right. We are so used to fighting against the flow of life. We think that if we do not push, we will be left behind. But the real magic happens when we stop pushing and start trusting. You are not in a race with time, nor with others. You are part of the rhythm of the universe, and this rhythm does not hurry. It simply unfolds, gently, naturally, beautifully. When you stop trying to rush the process, you begin to see that the process has been unfolding perfectly all along. This is the wisdom of surrender. Not to fight against what is, but to accept it, to trust it, to live in harmony with it. You cannot force a river to flow faster, but you can trust that it will take you exactly where you need to go. When you stop struggling, you make room for life to flow through you. The tension melts, the resistance fades, and in its place comes a deep, quiet peace. And so, surrender is not about losing. It is about gaining a deeper understanding of who you are in relation to the whole. It is about recognizing that you are not separate from life but a part of it, moving with it, dancing with it. In this dance, you do not struggle to lead. You allow life to lead you. And when you let life lead, you find yourself exactly where you need to be, in perfect timing, in perfect harmony. What if, instead of struggling for control, we surrendered to the flow, trusting that everything is already unfolding as it should? Would we not find peace in this knowing? Would we not feel the grace of being carried instead of pushing, resisting, and exhausting ourselves. There is a part of us that we often try to deny, to hide, to push away. It is the part we call the shadow, the hidden self that carries our fears, our doubts, our anger, and even our desires that we cannot accept. We think we can avoid it, pretend it doesn't exist. But the shadow does not disappear. It follows us, quietly shaping our lives, showing up in ways we least expect. And yet, what if this shadow is not our enemy? What if it is a messenger, a guide, and a teacher, pointing us towards something deeper? We all live with tension between ambition and laziness, between the desire to move forward and the resistance that holds us back. We call it laziness and scold ourselves for it. But what if it's not a flaw at all? What if this so-called laziness is life's way of asking us to slow down, to be present, to align with something more important than the frantic chase for success? In fact, laziness can be seen as wisdom, a protest against the endless race we are taught to run. It calls us to recognize that there is no finish line, only the eternal unfolding of life in each moment. In the same way, ambition is not inherently bad, but it often comes from a place of lack, from the belief that we are not enough as we are. We live with the idea that we must prove ourselves, achieve more, do more to feel worthy. But the more we chase these desires, the more elusive they become. What if, instead of seeing ambition as a never-ending pursuit, we understood it as the expression of who we already are? True ambition arises not from striving to become someone we are not, but from the natural unfolding of our inner essence, just like a tree growing, simply being itself without trying to force its branches to reach higher. The shadow, in all its complexity, is the part of us that reveals the truth of who we are. It is the place where our fears and desires meet, where our wounds and gifts are intertwined. What we repress, what we refuse to acknowledge, will only grow stronger and more insistent. But when we face the shadow, when we accept the parts of ourselves we have been hiding, we find that it no longer holds power over us. In fact, it becomes our greatest ally, revealing to us what we truly need, what we have been avoiding, and what we are meant to give to the world. It is in this acceptance of the shadow that our purpose begins to emerge. The parts of ourselves we have been ashamed of, our anger, jealousy, envy, our failures, hold within them the seeds of our greatest strength. The poet, after all, writes from heartbreak. The healer emerges from pain. The leader rises from struggle. And so too do you. When you embrace the shadow, you discover that it was never something to fear, but something that carries the key to your true self. So ask yourself, what part of me have I been hiding? What emotions, what desires have I pushed away, believing they are wrong or unworthy? And as you begin to sit with those parts of yourself, as you allow them to rise into consciousness without judgment, you will see that they are not your enemy. They are your teachers. They are the raw material of your purpose, waiting for you to integrate them into your life. What if the key to your purpose is not found in your light alone, but in the dark places you've been avoiding? What if your greatest strength is buried beneath what you call your weakness? Embrace the shadow, for in doing so, you will find the courage to be whole, to live fully, and to step into the life that has been waiting for you all along. The moment you have been waiting for is already here. You may not recognize it, but it is unfolding right before your eyes. In this breath, in this heartbeat, in this very moment. So much of our lives are spent searching, longing, hoping for some future event, some perfect timing, some moment when everything will come together. We live as if the treasure we seek is always just beyond our reach. But what if the treasure is not a distant promise? What if it is right here, waiting for us to notice? Life, in its vast intelligence, does not operate in the way we think it should. We are conditioned to measure time, to chase after goals, to believe that the only way to be happy is to achieve something or arrive at some destination. But the truth is, life has no finish line. There is no end point where you can finally say, I have made it. The only real destination is the now. The only real moment is this one. The rest, the waiting, the longing, it's all part of the illusion that keeps us from fully embracing what is. When we stop chasing, stop trying to force things to happen, we suddenly realize that everything we need is already here. We do not need to wait for the perfect moment, for the right conditions. We need only to recognize that the moment we are in is exactly the one we need. We are not behind. We are not waiting for something to catch up with us. We are simply waiting for ourselves to catch up with life. Think about a flower blooming. It does not struggle to open. It does not measure how fast it should bloom or how long it will take. It simply opens when the conditions are right, when the time has come. And so it is with you. Your life, your purpose, your desires, everything is unfolding in its own perfect rhythm. The problem is not that things aren't happening, but that we are so distracted by the idea of what should be happening that we fail to see the magic of what already is. What if, instead of waiting for the perfect moment to arrive, we simply allowed ourselves to be fully present in this one? What if we stopped looking for answers outside of ourselves and began to trust that everything we need to know is already inside of us, waiting to be revealed when we are ready? What if we stopped chasing love, success, happiness, and simply allowed ourselves to become the kind of person who naturally attracts them? You see, the universe does not work in straight lines. It works in spirals, in circles, in rhythms that we can't always understand in the moment. The timing of your life is not a mistake. It is not an accident. It is unfolding in perfect alignment with your readiness. And when you stop resisting, when you stop demanding that life be different, you begin to see the divine orchestration behind every twist, every turn. The things you long for are not far off. They are already moving toward you, waiting for you to open your hands and receive them. But first, you must become the person who is ready to hold them. You cannot force the fruit to ripen before its time. You cannot rush the river to the ocean. But when you trust the process, when you surrender to the flow, you will find that everything arrives exactly when it is meant to. The truth is, you are not waiting for the perfect moment. The moment is already here. The only thing left is for you to notice it, to embrace it, and to step fully into the life that has been waiting for you all along. Life is not something to be chased or conquered. It is something to be lived, to be experienced, to be loved exactly as it is. And when you finally realize this, you will see that you were never waiting at all. You were simply unfolding.